Okay, in this section we're going to talk about creating a design, or using layers and using all the things that we've talked about in creating layouts, designs, and ads. So this is a flyer, and this is what we're going to make. I'm going to show you how to create and make this stuff. Now, we have an image, we have logos, we have information. So I'm going to put all of this together and make an ad. We also have a cool little wave right here. So we're going to go ahead and make this ad. The very first thing that you're going to want to do when you're making this is determine if it's a print ad or if it's a web ad. And the reason why it's always better to do it in higher resolution, and then if you need to shrink it down for web, you have that, rather than making it for web and then trying to make it bigger, because you just can't do that. You can't resize, or it'll get pixelated and it'll be blurry when you print it. So just to go over, I'm going to show you what size this is. So this is 8.5 inches wide by 11 inches tall, and the resolution is 300 pixels. So you can see that this is made for just a regular standard sheet that's going to be printed at a printing facility. Now, the other thing to keep in mind is after you have made this, you can create and save a copy, and then you can save it for web and shrink it down and not have any conflicts, that it'll look perfect. So let's get through this. We have a bunch of different layers, and we have a lot of different things that we're going to do. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and create a new document. And there's ways that you can do it by just doing US paper, and in that preset it already fills out everything we need. Now, the one thing we need to make sure that we change is this color mode. This color mode has to be in CMYK, just so that the print comes out a lot closer to what your screen looks like. Because if you don't, then the colors, when they print it, it won't look the same. So we'll call this flyer. And we'll go ahead and hit OK. And it's bringing up a new blank page. And we'll refer back and forth to this to show you kind of how to make that. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to use a gray like this. And the gray, we can just choose any type of gray. So I'm going to go ahead, and what I did is I clicked on my color palette, and it brings up the color picker. There's a bunch of different ways that you can do it, but this is the way that I'm going to do it. You could do it up here, and you can go through it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a light gray. So maybe a light gray like that. Notice that the background is locked, so I'm going to double click on it, and now it is able to be edited. So I'm going to go ahead and click, and now I have a gray. But if you look at this one, it's a little lighter gray. And one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a gradient that's not in this ad, just to show you the difference that we can do. So again, I'm going to the color palette. I'm going to click just a little lighter gray, possibly right there. And there's two ways to do a gradient. You can do a gradient by clicking and holding this paint tool down, and you'll see that it has a gradient. Anything that has a little triangle in the square right there lets you know that there's more options than just what is there. So you can see all of these have different options. So instead of just the paint bucket tool, I can click and there's a gradient tool. Now there's two ways I can do a gradient tool. I can do it like this, where I can go up and I can choose the type of gradient. This is a gradient that goes straight, so you'll see it kind of goes from left to right. I'll do it right there so you can see it a little better. So it's a straight gradient, and then you have a radial gradient, and all I'm doing is clicking, holding down the mouse and dragging, and the longer I drag it, the wider it's going to get. So you can see there's a few different things like that. There's also on this one, there's also like an angle gradient, so it kind of goes on an angle. And then we have the reflected gradient. This is where if you wanted it to kind of look like a pipe, and to do that you would want to add a couple other colors, and I can show you how to do that. And then this is the diamond. So there's a few different gradients that we could do, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a radial gradient, and I'm going to click and drag, and it looks pretty good. The girl's going to be about right there, so I'm going to do it from about right there and go this way. So that way when you look at it, she's kind of a little, the background's a little lighter. And then from there, the next thing I'm going to do is add in some text. But before I do that, I want to show you one other way to do a gradient. So I'm going to create a new layer, and now that I have a new layer, I'm just going to use the paint bucket tool, and I'm going to paint it white. So I'm just going to do a white, and then while this layer is highlighted, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to choose the effects and gradient overlay. And now you can see I have a gradient overlay. If I click on this gradient overlay, it gives me different options. This is way too dark, so I'm going to click on this color right here, and it brings up the black color. Now that that's been clicked on, and I can click in here and I can choose a lighter color. So you can see that I can choose the same way. This type of a gradient gives you a lot more flexibility, because I can, after I've chose that, I can make it a linear or a radial, just like we did before, and now it's reversed. You can see that that's reversed, so I can hit this reverse button, and now it goes back how it was. And if it's not exactly where you want, while this is open and you have the gradient highlighted, you can click on your screen and move that gradient to wherever you want just by clicking and dragging. So I'll drag it over there. So it's really similar to what we've already done. The only thing I'm going to do is I want this gradient's way too dark. So I'm going to click on this again, and I'm going to click on the gradient, and I'm going to make it a little lighter gray, and then hit OK. Now it's a little lighter. I'm even going to bring it up just a little bit more, and that's by the opacity, just bringing it. So you can see it goes darker or lighter depending on how you do it. So I'm going to do it about right there. 75 will work. Okay, now that I have that, I've created my gradient. So I have two different ways that I've done gradients. There's that way, which is just the drag and drop using the tool, and there's also using the effects. The effects obviously gives you a lot more control, and you can turn it on or off. So I like using that, but some people use this way. The other thing that you can do as you're starting to design and develop your ads, it gets kind of crazy because you're going to have a lot of different layers, and using a lot of layers, it'll be hard to keep track of everything. So what I recommend is you name each layer. So what you do is you click, hold a second, and click again, and then you can name it. So I'm going to name this background. And then after you type, just hit return, and now I have a background layer. So you can see that. And then the other thing is, with all of these effects, it could push your layers down quite a bit. So the other thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to click that button, and now I know this has an effect, but I don't have to see it. If I want to click on this, then it'll drop down and drop up. So that's going to be my layer, and I'm going to get rid of this layer because it's something I'm not using. So I'm going to go ahead and trash it just by clicking, and you could click and drag and throw it in the trash as well. So now I have my background to my flyer that I'm going to get started on. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to use the type tool, and I'm going to type in, so I'm clicking, and it doesn't matter right now the color. I'm going to click the type tool, and I'm going to put fulfilling dreams. And we've got to double check to see how fulfilling dreams, so that's kind of the font. That looks good. Now that I have that, there's a couple ways that I can make it bigger. I can click on the tools, and there's this big and small tool. I can click and drag, and that will make it bigger. Or I can use the transform tool, and when you're on the text over here, you can edit, and you can use transform, and you can scale. So depending on what you want to do, you can see it creates this box, and then you can scale. If you are scaling, hold down the shift button as you do it so that it keeps it proportional, because if you don't, it stretches and doesn't look right. So even if you do it like that, if you're still holding down, you can hit shift, and it will scale proportionally. So that's how you want to do that. The other thing to think about as you're designing this is spacing and bleed and all of those things. We're not going to worry about that in this video, but this looks a little bit more narrow. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this one in. The other thing I like using is the quick command tool, quick command keys. So hitting the command and T will do the transform, and then I can bring it in a little bit. So I'll go ahead and then double click, it unselects it. Now I'm going to choose a font, something that's something that's a little bit nicer, and it doesn't have to be exactly like what we did here. If you do have a Photoshop file and you want to know the font you used, you can click the tool and click there, and it will show you the font up here, which is Century Schoolbook. So if you wanted to use that, you can. Just for this tutorial, let's go ahead and do that. So we'll go ahead and type in Century and Schoolbook, and there we go. The other thing you'll notice is the spacing is a little bit different, and it looks like it almost has a little bit of an outer glow to it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change the color, and I'm going to go with a red by clicking on the tool palette under characters. I'm going to click that, and you can see that it changes. So that looks pretty good. And the other thing I want to do is I want to add a outer glow. So an outer glow I'm going to add by doing the effects, outer glow, and now you can see I have a little bit of an outer glow. I may want to make it a little bigger, and you can make it more opaque or less by just dragging this. So we'll just kind of keep it about where it was, and then the size depending on how much you want it to show, and that looks pretty good. So we'll do that for now. And now you can see we have two layers now, and they both have effects on them because they've got the FX icons. So you can do that. And now you can see that I've got those. The color is just a little too red though. If you look at this, this is really red. So I'm going to click back on this color palette, and I'm going to drop it down to this side. And I'm going to make it a little bit more of a dull red instead of a bright red. And now you can see even with that, it looks a lot better. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add some more text. This has through the power of a smile. And the smile on this is all one text, but there's other layers. You can see that there's a chain or a link for the other layers that it might be. And it looks like it's this file right here. So, and that's just a stroke with a Photoshop. So I'll show you how to do that. We'll go ahead and we'll use this font as well. And I'm just forgetting through the power of a smile. So we'll type in and I'll leave smile off right now because we're going to use a different font for that. Now you can mix the fonts and put those in there, but I'm not going to do it right now. So we're going to go ahead, and I've scaled it down again. Now I'm going to use the same font that I had there. We'll go ahead and scale it down. I always use the transform tool, but you can use whatever you want. So there we have a power through the power of a, and I want to change this color because that was more of an orange, like a brighter orange, I believe. So we'll go ahead and do that. Now I want to have the same outer glow on this text. So there's two ways I can do it. I can just click on it and go and do outer glow, or if I want it to be exactly like this, then I can click on this layer, right click, and copy layer style. And then I can click here and right click and paste layer style. Now I have that exact same layer with that. Now if I want these to stay together, maybe I have these exactly where I want them, then I can hold down the shift button or the command button to highlight both of these and click the link layer. Now I have these linked together so that even though they're different layers, I can now move them around if I need to. And we have a smile. So a smile, this smile is actually the same font, so we're going to go ahead And I'm going to make this S a little bit bigger. And I'm going to double click. So I've got my type tool. And there we go. The other thing that you'll see as you're typing, you may not want to link the layers until you have it exactly where you want. I'm going to unlink these by highlighting them, doing the same thing, hitting the link button. That will unlink them. So now I can get this back to where I want. So that looks pretty good. Now I'm going to take the same red and I'm going to highlight it. So I'm going to highlight this, and then I'm going to click on the color, and I'm going to choose red. So now I have the same color as the top, but now it is in that other font. And then you can take your brush tool, and with the brush tool you can click a new layer, and you can do a little underline. So I'm going to click and use the eyedropper tool. I'm going to click on that so I have the exact color. Click on the brush again, and then I'm just going to click and hold down. And that looks pretty good. I'm actually going to undo that, and I'm going to change my brush type to be more of a actual brush. So there, that looks a lot better, except it's a little, I need it a little bit more. So I'm going to go with the, that's better. So we'll go ahead and there we go. So I'm going to command undo. There we go. That is there. That looks pretty good. So now I have that. So now this is why it gets important to name these. So I'm going to name this one. Click again and call it underline. So I know that's the underline, and it also needs that outer glow. So I'm going to right click and paste the layer style because it remembered that layer style I have. And then I'm going to use the arrow button and move it up and down on the keypad and get it right there where I want. Now I have all three of these where I want, so I'm going to highlight all three by holding shift. If the top one is done, hold shift and I can highlight all three of them. If there's something in between and you don't want to select it, hold down the command button, and now I can highlight and link just those. But I'm going to highlight all three of them, so I'll click all three and link them. And now this is all like it's one image, even though it's not. It's in three different layers. So there's three different layers for this right here. In the next video, we'll get going on laying out logos and showing you how to place logos and images along with this. And we'll continue on with our flyer.